The Conservation Commission continues discussion on reopening the West Barnstable shooting range. Town officials are finalizing the FY15 operating budget, and the art shanties in Bismore Park open this Friday. These stories and more on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Wednesday, May 14th, 2014. I'm Sarah Mannel. The Conservation Commission hopes to find a way to reopen the West Barnstable shooting range. Discussion about a proposed land swap that would remove conservation restrictions from the range took center stage at the committee's meeting last night. Chair Dennis Houle talked about what regulations would still remain if the land swap was enacted.
Getting rid of the DCS oversight doesn't free us from the obligations under Chapter 40, Section 8C. The town attorney has said that. And so any new structures that we want to authorize, a trailer for the staff or a gatehouse like they have at Sandy Neck, to check the permit holders in, you need some facility for the staff to work out of. We can't put that in. New benches that were wanted, especially behind the pistol range. The sound baffles that Hank Farnham was talking about last year. I don't see Hank here tonight. To try to reduce the noise coming out of the pistol range. The new safety berms around all three ranges and new sound attenuating berms to try to reduce the noise going to the north to the residential neighborhoods. Any kind of restroom equipment, porta potties. None of that stuff is allowed by 8C passive recreation. And even if the commission were to ignore it and say, we don't care, we're going to do it anyways, any action by this commission could be stopped by an appeal to the Attorney General or by 10 taxpayer lawsuits to Superior Court. So the only clear way I see to make these necessary improvements is to take the parcel out of 8C and put it into municipal use. And yes, that puts the ultimate decision-making in the hands of the town council, but they're the elected representatives of the registered voters of the town of Barnstable, and I don't have any disagreement with that. Now, what's the procedure going forward? It's determined by Chapter 40, Section 15A. If this commission were to vote, not tonight, but when it comes up again, if the commission were to vote to take the shooting range parcel out of 8C and turn it over to the town for municipal purposes, it would take a majority vote of this commission. The second step would have to take place at the town council, where they would have to agree by a 2/3 vote. And secondly, they would have to agree to make the swap, that is to take the parcel, whatever it ultimately is, out of municipal use and turn it over to conservation under 8C. And then the third step is it goes to the state legislature, where it would have to be approved in both houses under a home rule petition.
Houle says the committee should keep an open mind and consider all options.
You know, I think that there are other avenues to approach to manage this range. We're going to a new system of operation. It's going to be full-time staff operated with professionals, certified range safety officers. And I have no quarrel with providing professional full-time management of the range. After all, how often do we get out there to manage it? Never. So the department that would be managing it, if this were to go to it, would be the same department that is operating it, Community Services /MEA/DNR, which already provide outstanding programs in recreational shellfishing and the recreational programs at Sandy Neck Park for beachgoers and campers. As far as HC is concerned, that does limit what we can do there. And if we need further attention to it, then I think perhaps a request to the town attorney that she get an opinion from the Attorney General as to what is allowed on land, what kind of structures are allowed to be placed on land that has been bought for recreation and passive, conservation and passive recreation. I certainly agree that, as a couple of commissioners said, that if this were to go through, that there should still be some sort of advisory role for the Conservation Commission, certainly on environmental issues like lead mitigation. And if it were to go through, I expect that the town council would set up some sort of advisory board like they currently have for the Waterways Committee dealing with boating issues in town and the Shellfish Committee dealing with shellfish issues in town. And that advisory board could include a designated member from the Conservation Commission, such as what happens now with the Sandy Neck Board.
The committee is waiting for further guidance from the State Division of Conservation Services before taking a final vote on the proposed land swap. We will keep you updated on the commission's progress. Town officials are finalizing the FY15 operating budget. Finance Director Mark Milne says the budget focuses on maintaining current infrastructure, public safety, and public works projects.
We have a commitment to take over the funding of 5 sworn officers that came on board through the awarding of a federal grant that we received about 3 years ago, and we want to maintain the same level of sworn officers that we currently have, but that requires us now to shift those 5 positions onto the general fund budget. We're committed to doing that, and so you're going to see a pretty significant investment in public safety as well, not just the 5 officers, but also making sure that we provide them the funding so that we'll have 2 substations in town. As you know, the one in Marston's Mills will be opening soon on the west side of town, and of course we've had the one here in Hyannis for a few years, and this budget provides the resources necessary to make sure that those substations will be able to remain open.
Copies of the FY15 operating budget will be distributed to town councilors early next week. They will begin working on that budget at their meeting May 22nd. Meanwhile, town council's review of the fiscal 2015 capital plan is expected to come to a close tomorrow night. Barnstable Municipal Airport Manager Bud Brialt will present projects at tomorrow night's town council meeting. Also on the agenda are a number of first readings for community preservation projects and the acceptance of a wildfire assessment and preparedness grant for Crocker Neck Conservation Area in Cotuit. Town Council meets tomorrow night at 7 p.m. in the Town Hall hearing room. The fiscal year 2013 annual report is now available. Printed copies can be obtained at the town manager's office and soon will be at town libraries, the town information booth in Town Hall, and other municipal locations. A copy is also available on the town's website. The annual report chronicles the activities of various town departments and divisions, as well as boards, committees, and commissions. Well, this Friday morning, the High Arts District Shanties at Bismarck Park officially open for the season. Throughout the course of the summer, more than 70 Cape Cod artists will occupy the 7 colorful shanties, frequently working on their crafts right at their seaside studio. Shanties are open Fridays through Sundays in May and June, and 7 days a week starting on June 23rd. Artwork varies through the season, and over a dozen mediums will be featured, including photography, jewelry, painting, knits, fiber arts, glass, woodworking, and more. A new singer spotlight series featuring local artists will be held Saturday nights in July and August. Well, be sure to tune into our hour-long news program, Barnstable This Morning, that airs weekdays at 7 a.m. On tomorrow's show, we'll chat with Town Council President Jessica Rapp-Grassetti and Airport Manager Bud Brialt. We'll also have all the news and information you need. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mannel.